Welcome to Property Tech. Today we are going to discuss about industrial investment. So I am putting series of videos on the property, residential property investments, commercial property investment, managed farmland investments, and there is one industrial, a property investment is what there is one missing, and I want to give some input to the viewers so that they can understand about how we can invest in industrial uh, property, even plot and other areas like KIADB is Karnataka Industrial Area Development Board. So they are the statutory body is developing the industrial properties. So how we can get the properties from the government and what are all the procedures? Residential properties also KIADB marking, and there are nearby development areas. That is the idea behind today's video. The main idea today, how we industrial property investment we can do and what are all the options available. So when we go for an industrial in Karnataka, specifically, KIADB, Karnataka Industrial Area Development Board, statutory body is driving entire show in the Karnataka with respect to the industrial property. So what are all they do it and how do we, acquire a land from KIADB? What are all the procedures? So just a basic idea, I'm sharing it. On top of that, more details are available in the KIADB site, and I'm putting that link into my description. You can go and see more detail with respect to KIADB. And a deep dive into the Aerospace SEZ, North Bengaluru. There are a lot of developments happening in this area with alongside of the KIADB projects around 3,000 acres. So I'm going to discuss a little more detail about that project so that you will understand both residential and commercial areas. And the target audience are property investors, tenants, NRI, OCI, HNI. There are big plots available for commercial developments also. And industrialists, those who want to start or acquire a new property in KIADB area, what is the procedure? How do we, acquire a land from KIADB? Those details I'm discussing. And the information I'm sharing is for a basic idea to give about KIADB and commercial land, SEZ, and a residential alongside of the commercial and industrial area. So that is the idea behind this presentation. So the initial thing is, what is the KIADB? What is the highlights about KIADB? KIADB is a Karnataka Industrial Area Development Board. It is a statutory body. It is like a RERA in our apartment community where the regulatory. So this is the kind of a regulatory, it complies the law of KIADB Act 1966. There is an act and it has to comply that all the transactions dealing happening in industrial area. And with respect to industrial setting up new manufacturing unit, these are all the companies like Asian Paints, Shell, Wipro, Toyota. So there are so many companies are setting up their units in industrial area. So what is the procedure and all those things is what this KIADB manages end to end. There is no BBMP or BMRDA in this criteria, all handled by the KIADB. So why is this guy, what he does it? So this is exclusively for industrial. So industrial people, those who are corporates, companies, they want to start their units. So who is the contact person? Who is the approval person about the building plan? There are norms set up by the KIADB according to the Karnataka government guidelines. So that is the act discussed here. And the companies has to comply these norms, whatever discussed in this act. And he is the premier industrial land provider. So any company wanted an industrial land, this is the approach we have to follow. And this is existed 50 plus years in Karnataka and created more than 1.5 million jobs in Karnataka. So that is the idea, promote the various economic activity, economic growth, foreign direct investment, and promote more, for a country, state developments. That is the main focus on this KIADB. And the vision is to provide world-class infrastructure for worldwide investors in Karnataka, like Boeing. Boeing also right now is purchased a big plot in KIADB North Bangalore. Like SAP, already is there EPIP in Whitefield. So Toyota, like this kind of leading corporates, that we need to bring them from their country to our country and set up their units, help them wherever they require, so that we generate a lot of jobs, and economic activity, all the employments generating. So that is the idea behind this KDBA, setting up a separate zone for industrial purpose. And it promotes industrial properties like IT park, hardware park, aerospace park, biotech park. There are SEZs. It is specifically for a specific purpose, like textile. SEZ is there in Hassan. So like this kind of a specific purpose, SEZs are set up in Karnataka. This is the main idea of KIADBA, promoting the land and so that FDI it can attract. The idea is acquire the land, allot for the lease. Any company wanted property, KIADBA directly will not sell the land. First, they'll give a land with a lease period of 30 years. So 30 to 99 years, they will give the lease. So just a plain land, they'll give lease it to some Boeing, a company. So they will acquire this land and build their unit and operate it. So all the operation cost, building, all those things, the company will invest. So the government give a land. On top of that, the company set up their manufacturing unit. And approximate cost, it is basically they raise a tender in giving a Times of India saying that so and so area, the government looking for corporate companies, overseas companies like Boeing, SAP, Toyota, MNCs, they can ask for a land through the tender. So through the tender, they can apply online also. There is an application, they can apply it. So based on their application, the government will scrutinize their application and see what kind of business they do and allocate the land to that company. So approximately per acre. For example, now Aerospace Park where Boeing acquired some 350 acres. So 350 acres, the Karnataka government will take a lease amount per acre 20 lakhs. So like that, they'll take it and give the land to the company. So they give 30 years, and on top of that, they can build the property, build their offices, and run the business in their office. So it is a lump sum also they can pay per month. Also, you can pay. Some companies or startup, they need to run the business to generate the revenue. So quarterly also you can pay, annual also you can pay. There are options available that KIADB sit with them and discuss it, whichever the comfortable options we should opt for it. So this is like acts as a regulatory. So there is no freehold option for 30 years. So they take a lease, and lease agreement will be happen between KIADBA and the corporate, so that they can set up their unit and run the business. KIADBA mainly operates no profit, no loss basis. See, the main idea is promote the Karnataka, bring the more foreign investments, bring more corporate companies into Karnataka. So that is the main objective of setting up this KIADBA land. It is not for a profit or a business in that. So they operate in this mode, and so that we generate a more job opportunities, economic growth, bringing dollars, foreign currency into Karnataka government. So those things are mainly focused. And this KIADBA developed 173 parks in 30 districts in Karnataka. One example is Aerospace Park Devanhalli, which is 950 acres allocated for Aerospace Park SEZ. It is exclusively for export promotion, and it is directly exporting the softwares or products and devices, hardwares. That is the main idea. And 1,800 acres for IT, non-IT, sports. Even BCCI are setting up the cricket in North Bangalore, KIADB land, and plus 250 acres for residential purpose. So total 3,000 acres, total area of the KIADB, allocated for these purpose. So more details on that, I have few slides, and then next I'll discuss it. This is one example I'm sharing what kind of KIADBA contributing to Karnataka and its growth. And it helps companies operating lesser cost and subsidized land. Land also they don't sell, they don't give a lease to the market price, even lesser than that, so that just a company gets the land, almost with a minimum cost. So they set up the unit and run the business. And tax incentives. There are some these companies who operate in this SEZ or KIADBA. There are some concessions on the tax. Government, for example, state GST don't need to pay. There are certain tax percentages or their concession given to these companies. And the power tariff, they pay lesser per unit charge if they are operating from this KIADB area. And water, they give water facility to the unit, drainage facility to the unit, roads, wider roads, they give it so that it promotes the more economic activity. It generates more revenue to the government. And there are some discussions like SEZ, Special Economic Zone. This and KIADB, there is some confusion. So I'm just giving how SEZ different from KIADB. We talk more about KIADB and SEZ. Small difference is there, almost same. I'm just discussing the difference. So SEZ, Special Economic Zone, should comply the act which is defined in 2005. So promotes mainly exports. So whatever unit set up under this SEZ, they promote more on the export. And it has a, like GST, I was talking state government, no need to pay GST. So only central government, we can, these companies will pay. So there are examples. So percentages all will vary, depends on what kind of business, revenue generation. Just an example, there is a tax incentive available. And after the lease period, can this company can sell the property, for example, 30 years. After 30 years, a company set up already in SEZ can sell. Yes, it can sell or transfer to the another company, possible in SEZ based on the act defined and the approval. Based on that, this is possible. So they sell it on that, whatever the current market price on that location, it can sell also. So the example is, this is the one. So this is the ITPL, International Tech Park, in Whitefield is currently operating. It is managed by PPP mode, which is public-private partnership. So that is the mode these SEZs are operating. Example is ITPL. It is 72-acre property, and KIADBA, it's a part of this PPP mode, and Karnataka government having a stake of 6%. And KIADBA, in contrary to SEZ, it promotes domestic industrial units also, whereas in SEZ mainly are export. So those who are bringing the money more on dollars to the Karnataka, they have India, particularly in India, and it operates only for export. That's where the SEZ plays role. Whereas KIADB, it operates domestic and international clients. And land allocated by e-auction and tender process. So they give a Times of India ad, and they promote saying that so-and-so SEZ coming. See here, Aerospace SEZ Bangalore. So this is a 100% export unit, and they give a tender or some e-auctions also available through the site. So there is a process, you have to deposit some minimum amount, and once it is allocated, you have to pay money to KIADB. So all the process are discussed in KIADB site, and it's easy to understand for a commercial and a big unit setup people. and there is an application, you fill it and submit. So they will call you for an e-auction or a tender, allottees, regular allottees, so that the land will be allocated to them for a lease of a certain period, that is 30, 40, 60, 90, 99 years, like that. So lease period usually 30 to 99 years offers business stability because it needs some time. Setting up a unit itself 3 to 4 years minimum required. It's a big unit. So it needs stability, time to set up, negotiate the renewal. After the 30 years, you can renew, sit with them, negotiate, and job creation. They also renew that lease term based on the job creation in that company. What is the investment they did? For example, Boeing from US, what is the investment they made in Bangalore? So that investment amount and export turnover target. So how much is the turnover they made it, and how it helped to our India and economic growth. So so those aspects they see it and renew the lease to another 10 years or 15 years from 30 to 40 years, like that. So here the SEZs are set up and domain specific, like IT, EPIP is Export Promotion Industrial Park, Whitefield. So this is exist currently, and a lot of developments happening in Whitefield and surrounded by lot of apartments. Very good, currently developed. And the similar is what they are targeting in North Bangalore. That is why people are moving towards the airport now, and a lot of development activities, constructions are happening. So similar to this is what they are trying to do. And textile, pharma, aerospace, biotech, well, specific SEZs also they set up. And the companies to operating lesser cost, subsidized land, tax incentive, low power tariff, duty-free imports. If they want raw material to be imported from some country, India will give lesser duty, lesser concession basically. So they don't charge for those raw material importing from some other country. For example, Taiwan, China. If they want a raw material has to be imported from China, so India will not put more duty on those raw materials. And targets FDI nationwide. So this is all over India. SEZs mainly for an India. We target on the India. So FDI mainly for a foreign direct investment, so that it comes across the India. So not only Karnataka. So SEZ main focus to develop SEZs and bring foreign direct investment all over the India. So whereas in the KIADB, it focus only on Karnataka. So this is a major difference between SEZ and the KIADB. And what is that an individual can do? So far, what we have discussed is our commercial and industrial perspective. Whereas here, what is that an individual can do it? So here, for example, I am doing a deep dive into the KIADB Aerospace, North Bengaluru, where a lot of developments happening. This is going to be the similar case where ITPL and EPIP, Export Promotion Industrial Park in Whitefield. So the similar, thing is what happening in North Bangalore. So it's happening last 5 years, a lot of developments happening. These are all the few projects, coming up in the North Bangalore. So what is there for an individual investor? So invest in residential flats coming, villa coming, in KIADB, a residential zone of 250 acres. So out of 3,000 acres in North Bangalore, KIADB land, where it is 250 acres allocated for residential purpose. So around 2,750 acres of corporate company employees is going to stay here, so that it is close access. They don't need to travel all over from the city or anywhere, Yelahanka, Yeshwantpur, or from, city. So they don't need to travel all the way to there, so that they to reduce their travel time, and people can stay in this kind of an apartment close to the KIADB land itself, and companies close by, so that the travel time will save. So mainly it's happening in Devnahalli, Ennur Road, Hennur, Bangalore roads. So these are all the areas mainly happening. There are few projects I captured it, and Prestige Finsbury is one of the project. Is in Devanali near KIADB residential zone. It is in residential zone, and Brigade El Dorado. So these also projects. Leading branded developers are doing the projects here, like Prestige, Brigade, Godrej, Assets, Provident, etc. are the project developers are developing projects in these areas. So those are a good investment potential and appreciation also over a period of time. And developing residential flats. They are doing development of residential plants, plots, villa. So these are all the areas where we can invest and get the return over a period of time. Maybe 5 years down the line, definitely this area going to grow. And excellent appreciation potential for next 5 years. A lot of real estate activities are happening. So that this is going to be the next big development and among the Bangalore development area. And leading corporates are building their industrial space. For example, Amazon. Amazon is there, and Shell is there, Boeing is there, SAP, Toyota. So a lot of companies are setting up their manufacturing units. So there is a lot of growth potential in this area. And 250 acres, that is 560 corporate employees going to stay here, which is in 250-acre land of residential area. So over 560 corporate employees are set up. 560 corporates are going to run in 2,750-acre land. So for them to stay, these provisions made. So this is where these projects are coming. So this is going to be the big development in next 5 years. It's a hot destination for investment. A lot of construction happening. I've seen that that location. It is going to be the crazy. If you visit there, you will definitely invest, and potential also very high. There is no loss making options in these investments. So plotted development projects, I've seen few, and it's ranging from 5 to 8 per square feet. And there are builders like Prestige, big builders also developing projects, and are surrounding that area. A lot of projects are there. I'm talking which is outside this 3,000-acre property of KIADB is surrounded. Also properties are coming. So there also the projects are there. So it is some projects are very good, some smaller players also there. I would recommend some going to a good branded properties are better than some unknown builder where I don't know whether they will develop well or maintain the property after selling plots. So there are some issues I saw that, but overall in this area, if you build putting an investment in a plot from a branded builder, it is not a waste, and definitely appreciation potential is there. An apartment price ranging from 5 to 12,000 per square feet. I'm talking with respect to the branded ones. There are small players less than this also available. This is the range. So this is the development with respect to the residential. So I hope it gives some basic idea on the residential and commercial investments. So this is the location. This backside, the top one is the runway and airport, Terminal 1 and 2, Kempegowda International Airport. So it is here, and the majority of the development happening KIADB. These 5 things is what 3,000 acres property. Aerospace, this is a plastic engineering industry, and is a hardware park. There is a KIADB where non-IT and hardware park, IT, non-IT also there here, tech park. So these are all the acres, 3,000-acre property. So 560 companies running. This is one just a picture which is almost finished. It is cell office running there. So it is currently running in KIADB in North Bangalore. This is the residential units, Godrej Ananda. This is the building. It is it's looking at it's already completed. And this is the Brigade El Dorado. these two things. Assets also, assets builder, leading builder, building their apartments, and Provident, Ecopolitan is also another projects coming up in this location. So these are all the residential developments happening. This is the Prestige Park Drive, which is the plotted development projects. So in case if you are not interested in apartment, there is a plotted development projects also coming. I have seen one more also under pre-launch. It's not a bad opportunity. So it is if you are not able to, if you're not interested in apartment investment, there is an option here also. And this is the one of the another projects nearby KIADB, Brigade Charge. So this is also gives a good amount of stay to the nearby, close to the industrial manufacturing units. This is also another residential project. So this gives complete idea about KIADB, both industrial and residential options. On top of that, KIADB, I have seen there are some housing unit type. Also, they are selling housing unit projects. Not in Bangalore. I saw that in Raichur, Hassan, some other areas. So that also options available. So you can go to the KIADB site and there is a link called residential units. So you can apply through that. So everything they take application and scrutinize and allot, like HAL property, allottees, like that only they process, like Karnataka Housing Board, how they allocate. The same approach only they do it. So this is our vision, mission, what we do, what is our services, flat villa property management. This is a buying, selling real estate service also we do. We are planning a franchisee model and we have a successful business model in South Bangalore. We want to expand it to other locations that work going on. This is sauce product. So this gives some basic idea of what we do. So this is our service catalog, what we do. So it is self-explanatory. Any understanding issues, you can connect with us. And even industrial and industrial area residential investments, we have people who we can connect with them. You can invest in North Bangalore also. So this is a book I am writing and it is mainly for an NRIs, those who are traveling and how do they invest in India. So what are all things they can take care. So that is the idea behind this book and I am going to release this soon. So thank you for watching. I hope this gives some basic idea about KIADB, SEZ, and nearby industrial area investments, residential investments. So if you have any questions or any help with respect to the investment, you can connect with us. We have people who help you there to invest. So thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye.